You gotta do better, Marvel fans. You gotta step up. Because if you can't see that Marvel is actually not as bad as you think, and well, you're just being biased, especially towards this area of the MCU where they are clearly improving. Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish to use here, and welcome back to another review. Well, technically, it's not a movie review. With the release of Captain America: Brave New World, I have just begun my marathon in preparation for it, my Captain America preparation. But I decided to kick things off with the Falcon Captain America. Yep, I mean, Sam Wilson's Captain America, technically. Well, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yep, I'm here today to review this show. So, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier came out in the year 2021 and is the second MCU Disney Plus show, with the first being WandaVision. And it is directed by Kari Skogland. And it stars Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Wyatt Russell, Aaron Kellyman, Daniel Brühl, Emily Van Camp, Danny Ramirez, etc. And so the series tells the story of following the events of Avengers Endgame, where old man Steve Rogers gave the Captain America title to Sam and gave him the shield. So Sam has given up the shield that Steve gave him, believing that he shouldn't be Captain America because he is afraid that racism is going to affect him, that people are not going to accept the idea of a black Captain America. So Sam decides to just live his life, but he gets back into the mission as being a hero when he sees that someone else has taken over the mantle of Captain America. The U.S. Senate has chosen John Walker to become Captain America, the new Captain America. But considering that Sam and Bucky do not trust this new Captain America. They both must work together to do the same missions that Captain America does. But the mission was already set up beforehand, where a group of terrorists called the Flag Smashers are plotting to steal super serums and are up against the Senate, who want to who are against refugees. Refugees are basic refugees. Well, the basically the people who are displaced from the blip. Those who were not affected by the blip were now. I will admit that I'm not sure if it's actually the people who were not affected by the blip or who were actually affected by the blip. I'm not sure if it was that, but if you guys know, please tell me, because I'll admit that's actually one plot point that I kind of did not get. But basically, they want to help people who are victims of the blip, but I think at the same time it might be those who lived during the blip. Oh wait, actually, sorry, my bad. I remember now. It's those who were in the blip, because the Flag Smashers believe that they believe that they were in that the world was better off with the blip, and the world was more united. So yes, so they pretty much must stop the Flag Smashers. So yeah, now I'm currently trying to catch up with my MCU Disney Plus show reviews. I've actually am on the verge to complete complete the reviews, but unfortunately, it is a little difficult because I'm going to have to go through go through an entire rewatch of the shows. And I will say that even if I am a defender of the MCU Disney Plus shows, I will say that they are not very watchable. They don't have that much rewatch value to it. And yeah, this is actually one of those shows that I have not reviewed yet. And yeah, there are a couple of others that I still need to review. Like I still need to review WandaVision. I don't remember if I reviewed the Moon Knight or not. Well, What If? Yeah, I do need to review What If and oh yeah, and also Echo as well, and Agatha All Along. I still need to review those. I will do my best to catch up on them. Maybe this year I can already because this year is going to be a huge year for TV shows. But personally, my main goal is to actually get all these MCU Disney Plus show reviews out before Champions, which is basically the rumor title for the Young Avengers series, which to me that is easily my most anticipated MCU Disney Plus show, probably my most anticipated MCU project in general, next alongside the X-Men reboot. That's my most anticipated. It's got some of my absolute favorite heroes in the MCU, and I think that Champions, it seems like the big event series that Marvel's going to be putting out, because that show is like it's going to be the first team up MCU show. It's like going to be the Avengers but for MCU Disney Plus show. So I gotta get all these reviews out before the big one, which to me is Champions. So yeah, now Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think now is a perfect time to review this one. Now, I think it would have made more sense if I reviewed the Steve Rogers Captain America trilogy first and then Falcon and Winter Soldier last, because this is technically the arguably the most important MCU show in preparation for Brave New World, because this is basically like building into Sam as Captain America. That's like the whole point of the show. It builds into Sam Wilson being Captain America. But the reason why I chose this first before the Captain America trilogy was because I think that it would be hard to choose a date where I can like already put out my Captain America movie reviews of the trilogy, and then once I get to the Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm going to have to rewatch 6 episodes, and I don't think I wouldn't be able to binge watch them in one day, because these episodes are like 5 hours, I think. They're like 5 hours long, so I don't think I'm going to get through that. So I don't really know how many days it would take me to rewatch this. And upon rewatching the show, yeah, it did take me a couple of days, mainly because of personal stuff. Mainly because of personal things that I tend to like watch 1 or 2 episodes per day. 2 is like literally the maximum. So, and then there were like a few days where I didn't even get to rewatch an episode of the show first, like during the marathon. So that actually, I believe that reviewing a TV show first before a movie, when you're doing like a media review in preparation for an incoming film, but you have to include TV shows. Well, the TV show it is better of going first, because when it comes to a movie, I can just rewatch them in one sitting, and so that's why I'm doing Falcon and Winter Soldier first. But yeah, and I also wish I saved the best for last, but turns out I'm doing the best first, because holy crap, the Falcon and Winter Soldier is a freaking masterpiece. And I feel like, and even if I've always praised this show in the first place, I feel like I've forgotten about how good this show is. And I know that this show is divisive. There are people who like this show a lot who say it's not that bad, but then you got people who say that this show is a garbage. Some even go as far as calling this one of the worst MCU Disney Plus shows. But to me personally, this show rules, man. I absolutely love it. 2021 is one of Marvel's best years. I'm debating if I would consider 2021 to be the MCU's best year period or not. That is a debate, but I think 2021 is easily a contender for the best year for MCU. And when it comes to yeah, when it comes to the post Endgame MCU era, I think 2021 is easily the best of those years. I will say that. Well, let's see if 2020, maybe 2025 can dethrone 2021, but oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean this year, I mean we've got like all four movies are great. Although two of them are not perfect. Two of them do have its flaws, but two of them I consider flawless. Yeah, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Spider-Man No Way Home. All of them great movies. But I think it's the shows that actually overshadow the movies. Yeah, sure, I would rank WandaVision below. I would rank WandaVision below. No Way Home and Shang-Chi personally, but I still love WandaVision. And I would say that What If is the weakest MCU project in 2021, but it's still really great. It's still a great. It's still really good. And oh yeah, and also especially Hawkeye. Yeah, Hawkeye is my favorite MCU project. Even if some of the movies are bangers, Hawkeye is to me the best project to come out of the MCU, and I think Hawkeye is what made 2021 arguably the MCU's best year period. But Hawkeye, believe it or not, guys, Hawkeye is not the only MCU Disney Plus show that is better than all of the movies that come out here, because I actually think the Falcon and Winter Soldier is better than all of the MCU movies in 2021 combined. Yes, even over Spider-Man No Way Home, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, this would probably be among the best shows of 2021. I'd say it's Hawkeye would be my favorite show of 2021. Yeah, I'd say this would probably be I'd say it's on par with Cobra Kai season 4 if I were to rank the 2021 shows here. Hawkeye to me is on top, and then Cobra Kai season 3, and then it's either this or Cobra Kai season 4. I have to debate on that. Yeah, but this show freaking rules. And honestly, I gotta say, this is my favorite Captain America project. Well, it's technically a Captain America project because it's about Sam's journey to becoming Captain America. So that's why it's considered that. And yeah, I can confidently say that this is one of my favorite shows of all time. Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows ever. Yeah, it's more than just a Sam and Bucky team-up story, but it has a storyline that is so powerful and real. People look for an MCU movie that takes itself seriously with no comedy. Well, this show is exactly that and more. Yeah, maybe episode 2 did have like an attempt of comedy, but overall, this is probably a serious and it's one of the MCU's most serious projects yet. And at least it's not like Eternal, so where the humor in that film feels like a distraction from all the the movie's attempts, the movie's desperation to be very grounded. And to me, what I think Eternals being grounded and mature and ambitious and all that stuff, it works. I think the humor just comes off as a distraction, but this one, it was just no big deal. It was just like a small bit of comedy, especially when it comes to the banter of Sam and Bucky. Yeah, and that the Lord of the Rings reference. Yeah, and like comparing Doctor Strange to Gandalf. Yeah, that was actually hilarious. But it doesn't take away from this show. It doesn't take away from it. And yeah, the show is super political, but let's be real here. Captain America has always been a political hero. I mean, First Avenger has politics in it. Well, I don't know how much. I don't remember how much politics was there, but I am going to rewatch First Avenger tonight, so I'll see for myself. Winter Soldier is political. Civil War is like really political, so I don't know how that's a problem. People say that when you have politics in shows, it takes away the enjoyment. Well, no, that's actually wrong. Like, you can still enjoy a movie or show even with politics involved. But don't let politics like cloud your judgment on something. Just you can still enjoy it for what it is. If the story has a lot of heavy politics in it, but it's still but it's yeah, I'm sure that but it still has all the entertainment that you want. Just don't let it like take it away. Like, just enjoy it for what it is. I mean, personally, I like politics. I actually do like politics. Yeah, maybe I will admit that yes, it was hard to understand politics at first, but now yeah, as someone who recently took up politics classes in my college, I actually do have like a deeper appreciation for politics now. And yeah, um, oh yeah, the show is freaking epic with action that's kept at the street level scale while still being massive. The opening fight in the very first episode is absolutely bombastic and sets the stage for the show perfectly. All the other action scenes in the show were phenomenal, from the truck fight to the final battle. Final Battle is probably my favorite, and I also love. I think my favorite action scene in the film, and sorry, the show, would have to be the cargo the fight inside the cargo in episode 3 with Sharon Carter kicking ass. Yeah, that was epic. And Sharon Carter is among my favorite MCU, my favorite characters in the show. Now, Sharon Carter was my favorite character in the show for a long time, but now she would be my second favorite show of all. Second favorite character in the show. I'll talk about my true favorite character in the show later on. But yeah, let's let's talk about all the other characters. And Sam and Bucky's chemistry is absolutely spot on. They are one of the best duos in the MCU, and this show confirms it. Yeah, and they both have such great character arcs. Sam's character arc development is going from a fear of racism and discrimination against him being black to just being, who gives a shit if I'm black? I'm gonna like rise above even the senators. Yeah, he went from being like scared and just wanting to give up on the shield to literally like stepping up against the senators and even able to change the Senate's mind. It is that is character development, and also Bucky has his character development from from having this fear of the Winter Soldier of his past. He has nightmares about that he was going to kill someone, that he was going to like murder people, but he does take therapy. And by the way, fuck that therapist. Yeah, that Bucky's therapist is probably the worst character in the film. My goodness, that Bucky's therapist is a fucking asshole. Yeah, worst character in the show. By the way, sorry if I keep calling this a movie. I don't review shows that often for some reason. So, but hopefully this year I can later when I review like some of the bigger shows, I won't keep calling shows movies. But that also happened last time I reviewed an MCU DC Plus show with Miss Marvel. So that's something. And yeah, Zemo's character was elevated from Civil War. And even though I do think Zemo is such an underrated and overhated villain, I think that this show will make people like Zemo a lot more. This show will make people appreciate Zemo even more now. Even more. Yeah, since his character was elevated to playing a more major role. And that's one thing I love about Sharon Carter. She became a more major character in the show. She was previously. She was a major character. Oh, and also that plot twist that Sharon Carter is the power broker. I think that is a great twist. It's kind of a shame that Captain America: Brave New World ditched that plot line of Sharon Carter being the power broker. And yeah, now I will admit honestly, if only Captain America: Brave New World kept the continuity of this show, what this show set up, like especially with Sharon Carter being the power broker, and especially the post credit scene of this show. Then if that happened, then this actually would have been my second most anticipated MCU movie. I still would have considered Thunderbolts as my most anticipated MCU movie of the year, but if Brave New World did like the things that I wish it did, then it would have been my second the most anticipated. I would have been more hyped for it than Fantastic Four First Steps, in all honesty. But no, don't get me wrong. I still think I'll love Falcon. I'll love Brave New World for what it is. I still love it. John Walker is one of the best written characters in the show, as well as one of the best written MCU male characters in general. He's technically the true main antagonist of the show if you think about it. I mean, sure, yes, the Flag Smashers are evil. They do bad things. They kill and all that stuff. But when it comes to narrative-wise, what an antagonist should be based on the textbook definition, John Walker is actually the main antagonist of the show. He represents everything Captain America should not stand for. No moral values, highly cocky, highly arrogant, only thinks he's Captain America just because he holds a shield. And even went as far as killing someone cold-blooded. And he even had a major fight with Sam and Bucky, which I think is a top 3 action scenes in the show. And yeah, I think John Walker represents like everything opposing to like the real Captain America. And the textbook definition of an antagonist is driving opposing forces with the hero, like and all that stuff. So that's actually why John Walker is more of the villain of the show. But yeah, sure, yes, I will admit that no one can top Captain America, not even Sam. Even though I prefer this show over the Captain America trilogy, I will say yes. Like Steve Rogers will always be the best Captain America, but Captain America is just a mantle that can be taken over by anyone, just as long as the person understands the moral values of a hero that represents America. But my favorite character in the show would have to be Carly Morgenthau. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Yeah. I'll never understand the hate for her. It's crazy that people call her the worst MCU villain when we have villains like Malekith. Like, how the fuck is Malekith worse than how the fuck is Malekith better than Carly? I think that Carly would be in my top 10 favorite MCU villains, and I would say she's probably my favorite out of the small-scaled villains. I'm debating on who I think is I think is the true best MCU female villain: Scarlet Witch in Multiverse of Madness or Carly. I will say yes. The villains like Thanos and the Inquisitor from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, High Evolutionary, and all that stuff. And most likely RDJ's Doctor Dooms. I would rank them above Carly, but Carly is a top 5 MCU villain for me. I don't care what anyone else says. Carly is one of the most well-written, sympathetic villains in general, honestly. You really feel bad for her, as she only wants to make the world a better place by uniting the world and helping those who were displaced during the blip, as the government wants to move them away from their homes, but becomes misguided and after facing resistance from the Senate. It's technically the Senate's fault that Carly and the Flag Smashers became terrorists. That is why Carly is such a brilliantly written character who is just misunderstood by people who give her so much hate. And yeah, I'll admit that Carly is one of my MCU crushes. I think she does look gorgeous, but that's not the reason why. I will admit that yes, I only put Sharon Carter as my favorite Falcon and Winter Soldier character because of how hot she is. But I think I have a crush on Carly more, but I think Carly is just a brilliant character. Like, it's actually genius, like that kind of a character. And I think it's also unique for an MCU project to have a teenage girl as a villain and not like an old person or an alien. I think just a regular misguided teenager as the villain of the show. I think that's a great. It feels refreshing. I think Carly is the MCU's most refreshing villain yet. And the show that doesn't shy away from tackling racism as I already explained earlier, that Sam is taken away by racism, which is why he didn't want to. He didn't step up as Captain America, but he goes on a journey to realize that he actually is worthy of being Captain America. And the show has such a great message that just because some just because you're black and on the outside you don't look like you're fitting for Captain America does not mean that you don't deserve to be Captain America. And people who complain about Sam being Captain America in Brave New World and calling him and attacking him as Captain America and calling him like fake Captain America just because he's black clearly are going against this show's message. This show wants to convince you that Sam is Captain America, and I know that sounds like desperation, but this show just the way that this show like persuades viewers into seeing that Sam can be Captain America. I think that it feels genuine. You can believe that. Yeah, again, Sam will not top Steve Rogers as the best Captain America, but he can still be a great Captain America, a worthy Captain America. And also Sam's speech at the in the final episode of the show. That speech is like on the same level as amazing and powerful as Steve Rogers' speech in Captain America, The Winter Soldier. Just what an amazing speech that was. Especially with how Sam's powerful speech made the senators change their minds. That speech honestly made me tear up. I am not joking. I actually teared up hearing that speech. And sure, yes, I get people's criticisms with the show's pacing. There are some slow moments. But let's be real here. Almost every TV show nowadays that I see have slow pacing moments. Because, there's like so many episodes, 5 hours or more, like even 6 hours worthy of story. So I think you really do gotta put slow moments in there. Even Daredevil is quite slow. So I think people should get used to it by now. And as for my thoughts on the episodes, well, I like all of them. I think all of them are truly great. I think episode 6 is my favorite, because of just how epic the final battle was. How much that episode truly made me care about Carly, and especially Sam Wilson's speech. I think Sam's speech is the best scene in the entire show. Don't care what anyone else says. I also loved episode 4 too, especially with that cliffhanger ending. I think each episode gets better and better. Episode 5 though is the weakest episode of the show. Sure, yes, it has one of the best fights. John Walker versus Sam and Bucky. And also you got some amazing drama and one of Carly's best moments. Yeah, but I think that episode is. It's just my least favorite episode, the least memorable one, but I still think it has grown on me over time. So overall, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is one of the absolute best written MCU projects ever, and one of the best in general for sure. It's a show that not only has great action and strong chemistry between the leads, but it's a show that takes risks and bold swings, especially for MCU standards. It's not afraid to tackle heavy themes and be politically correct. Even if people hate it with a form of entertainment as politics in them, you can still enjoy it. But to me, the politics in the show really made it just so impactful. People should deserve to give this one a chance. I think this show deserves a second chance, and maybe over time they will appreciate it. Before I give my final rating, if I were to rank the episodes of the show, I would say number 6 is episode 5, number 5 is episode 1, number 4 is episode 2, number 3 is episode 3, number 2 is episode 4, and my favorite, episode 6. So with that said, guys, I'm going to give The Falcon and Winter Soldier 5 stars out of 5. One of the greatest shows ever. This would actually be my second favorite MCU show of all time. Second only behind Hawkeye. So also for my review of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, what are your thoughts on the show? Would you agree with me that the Falcon and Winter Soldier is an underrated gem and a misunderstood masterpiece, or are you with those people who say that this show is underwhelming and not good and even bad? Oh, so comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on Captain America: The First Avenger. Yep, now we're talking about the movie trilogy in preparation for Brave New World. Bye, guys.